It's late at night and your house is silent. Suddenly, a faint knock echoes through the air. You freeze. Is it just your imagination? Or is it something more? What if those strange sounds weren't random? What if someone or something was there all along? Tonight we'll take you to 3 of the world's most haunted locations. Places where whispers, shadows, and strange footsteps aren't just stories, they're warnings. But before we start, ask yourself this: will you dare to stay until the end? Do you hear that? Our first stop is Eastern State Penitentiary, a prison designed to isolate and break its inmates. Even the infamous Al Capone once spent time here. But it's not his story that haunts these halls. It's something far darker. Cell Block 12 is said to be alive with whispers. Visitors report hearing faint murmurs, like conversations they can't quite understand. As you walk deeper, the whispers grow louder, following you. One guard fled his post after seeing a shadow. He described it as a tall, blurry outline of a person, its head tilted, watching him. It bled into the bars before disappearing completely. That guard never returned. Let's be real. If I saw a shadow move through bars, my 2-week notice would be on my boss's desk in 2 seconds. What would you do if you heard whispers in the dark and you knew no one was there? But if you think whispers are unsettling, wait until we visit a cursed place where the spirits don't just watch, they interact. Next, we travel to India's Bhangarh Fort, an ancient site cursed by a vengeful sorcerer. After being rejected by a princess, he vowed that no one would live peacefully in the fort. To this day, the government forbids visitors after sunset. Locals claim that anyone who stays overnight never returns. Cries and whispers echo through the ruins, growing louder as the moon rises. The most chilling tale involves a traveler who mocked the curse and climbed the walls late at night. His lifeless body was found the next morning, cold and untouched. Moonlight reveals the crumbling walls of the fort. Shadows twist unnaturally, as if the ruins themselves are alive. Some say the traveler's body looked frozen in terror, his face locked in a silent scream. And locals swear they heard faint laughter echoing from the fort that night. But the true mystery lies in why Bhangarh's original residents vanished centuries ago. If you thought a cursed fort was eerie, wait until we enter a forest where even the trees seem alive. Finally, we arrive at Japan's Aokigahara Forest, known as the Sea of Trees. This dense forest is a maze where compasses fail, paths disappear, and silence reigns. But it's not the quiet that gets to you, it's the voices. Survivors report hearing faint whispers calling their names. When they follow, they find nothing. One man described his experience. I felt a hand grab my shoulder, but when I turned, no one was there. That night I saw footprints circling my tent. They weren't mine. The footprints stopped inches from his tent flap, as if waiting for him to step out. He didn't, and he's certain that's the only reason he survived. Locals believe the forest is haunted by Yurai, vengeful spirits who lure the living deeper into the trees. Some say they're trapped, calling out for company. Others believe they're hunting. Here's a tip. If a forest whispers your name, don't follow the sound. Run. Would you follow a voice calling your name? Or would you run as fast as you could? And what about the items left behind by those who never returned? There's one detail they all seem to share. There's something all these places have in common: Fear. But it's not just fear of the unknown. It's the kind of fear that forces you to confront something darker. Here's the twist. Maybe the scariest thing about these places isn't the ghosts. Maybe it's the way they force us to confront our own fears. The ones we can't escape, even in the safety of our own homes. What's scarier? The ghosts we can see, or the fears we can't escape within ourselves? When you turn off the lights tonight, will you dare to listen closely? Or will you convince yourself it's just the wind? Have you ever experienced something you couldn't explain? Share your story in the comments. We'd love to feature it in a future video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Together, we'll uncover the world's most chilling mysteries. Until next time, keep your lights on.